It's an old-school battle in the Keystone State of Pennsylvania. The Eagles and the Steelers are underway.
And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. So here come the Eagles, the defending NFC champs, led out by a man who was the runner-up to Patrick Mahomes at MVP balloting a season ago. Of course, that's Jalen Hurts.
Tremendous production in college at 2 different universities, and this is a guy who was a finalist for the Heisman Trophy. Still much more of a runner than a thrower, but has plenty of arm and is capable of making the big throws downfield. And don't underestimate his ability to think the game. Remember, he's the son of a coach.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. Open man, that's Devontae Smith.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Hurts finding Smith for the Philly first. So the completion there, and CD, as we know, trying to defend against an NFL quarterback, that's one thing. Trying to defend against a mobile NFL quarterback, that's quite another. What's the plan here defensively?
Well, the pass rush has to still try and get to him, especially the guys on the edge, but they're going to go maybe a count slower, right? They want to make sure they don't get too far upfield where he steps up and takes off through a lane. The same is true for those interior guys as well. So you've got to change it up with him. Try and keep him hemmed into the pocket, and occasionally you throw a spy on him, a fast linebacker or one of your extra defensive backs who can dance with him a little bit if he takes off and runs.
They need 2. Here's 3rd down.
They'll try and pick it up by running the option to the right.
Hurts fumbles it, but it looks like one of the DBs has it.
And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. And without a doubt, not the way they pictured that opening drive unfolding.
No, they were making progress. They weren't exactly in high gear, but they were making a few yards along the way. And now that they've coughed it up, you got to go back to the sidelines and regroup a little bit.
They run on 1st down, but it only produces a gain of 2. It's 2nd down now.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Here's one deep for Pickens.
Touchdown!
George Pickens.
57 yards.
And the Steelers use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one.
Boswell good with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive.
And it was finished off by a George Pickens touchdown grab.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And the drive will begin at the 25 as Scott is going to stay in the end zone.
So back onto the field, here come the Eagles for their 2nd drive. They had the fumble on the last drive, wound up leading to the opening touchdown. Now they'll try again here, 1st and 10.
From the gun, it's Hurts.
That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on 1st down.
Here's Hurts to throw.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Oh, one of the linebackers has got it.
And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
Can we get some forensics done here? Because I need to figure out...
What, on that ball?
Yeah, on the ball, on the guys carrying the ball, what's going on? Back-to-back drives, back-to-back fumbles. That just doesn't make a whole lot of sense if you're coming out here to play in the NFL.
I don't think the coaching staff thinks it makes a whole lot of sense either.
No, maybe there'll be changes, but if nothing else, there will be a few stern talking tos, that's for sure.
Pickett to throw on 1st down.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Robinson. And in for the Steelers touchdown. Allen Robinson, a 20-yard touchdown.
And the Steelers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And it's now 14-0. They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone.
And the drive will begin at the 25 as Scott is going to stay in the end zone.
Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet.
They go play action with Hurts. And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
And Hurts is going to be hit and taken down to the ground. There's your co-NFL record holder, T.J. Watt, doing what he does best, terrorizing quarterbacks. On 4th down, punt coming from Braden Mann. The back deep for the Steelers is Calvin Austin.
And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. This is taken at the 23. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field.
It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a 3-score game here if they can come away with points on this drive.
Yeah, they're almost pushing to the break, aren't they, partner? Almost to the point now where it's a loss of words for me, which I know would excite all of our viewers, but you're just not supposed to see that type of dominance so quickly in a game like this. Everything they've done has been working so far. Offense, defense, you name it, it's going well for them.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
47 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. From the 29, here's 2nd and a yard.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Harris. And he's down into the red zone at the 15 after a gain of 15. 1st and 10. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating them up here in the 1st quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventionals leans up.
And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers.
Najee Harris,
15 yards.
and the Steelers have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns.
Boswell good with the extra point, and that makes the score 21-0. A drive there of just 4 plays.
And it was Najee Harris who finished it off with a touchdown run. So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. And the drive will begin at the 25 as Scott is going to stay in the end zone. Eagles offense back out, getting set for this next drive. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse if this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Nowadays, quarterbacks don't mind throwing into coverage because of the confidence they have in their receivers to come down with the ball. But sometimes you have to be careful you don't get too confident and throw an interception.
Hurts.
Passed, and he fumbled it. It's on the ground, and it's picked up by the Steelers. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. There are 2 words that we hear coaches say all of the time. One starts with a B, one starts with an S, ball security.
And they preach it. They have it up in meeting rooms, right? You see the sign.
And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Najee Harris with his second touchdown in this opening quarter, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. Extra point put through by Boswell, and that makes the score 28-0. So this not what we expected. 28-0 here in the first as another kickoff is away. And the drive will begin at the 25 as Scott is going to stay in the end zone. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They've got to be absolutely reeling right now. Couldn't have expected to be down this big this early. But that's the spot they're in as they come up to try again here. Hurts fumbles it, and it's picked up by the Steelers. Inside the 20. And he takes it back to the house. A fumble recovery for a Steelers score.
Well, Charles, I mean, things just seem to be getting worse and worse for one sideline. Or flip it over after that fumble return for a touchdown. Better and better on the opposite end. What an impressive first-half performance.
And, partner, I know the saying in the NFL goes that no lead is safe. But I will say that this one seems pretty secure. And if we continue to see plays like that, I'm going to switch back and say this lead is safe.
Second quarter action from Pittsburgh. It is the Steelers in control of the football as they've got it as we resume action. Boswell on now to kick this one away. And the drive will begin at the 25 as Scott is going to stay in the end zone. The Eagles offense now gets set to head back onto the field. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're called.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Oh, one of the linebackers has got it.
And they'll be inside the red zone with a ball at the 16-yard line. He tried to buy some time to the right. So, Charles, when a guy gets out of the pocket, what's the focus of the quarterback?
Most of them keep their eyes downfield. They want to try and make a play throwing the ball. Some of them, they want to tuck it and go. But when they scramble, in this case, as you said, to the right, you're cutting the field in half. So good defenses kind of converge in that spot, and they don't give you much territory to throw the ball. He had nowhere to go with it. Ends up getting the ball stripped.
Harris. And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
Najee Harris
on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns.
And the Steelers are able to add on to their first-half lead.
Boswell good with the extra point, and it is 42-0. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And the drive will begin at the 25 as Scott is going to stay in the end zone. Philadelphia's offense ready to go again.
They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here.
That's complete to DeAndre Swift out of the backfield.
That one a first down pickup of 8.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
They'll throw on first down with Hurts.
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Throwing is Hurts. Hurts fumbles it,
and it's picked up by the Steelers. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line. Well, that's unfortunate because he had a nice run going, but give credit to the defense. They got a hand in the cookie jar there, CD.
You have to think about vision, finding a place to get down after you know you've gotten all you can out of a run, and obviously ball security is paramount. In today's football, everyone's coming after the rock. You've got to make sure you protect it and protect the yardage you just gained.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Harris running straight ahead. And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17. 113 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13.
I don't care what the emphasis is in the NFL at any given time. Every defense is still going to say their #1 goal every game is stop the run. And right now, they're not doing that. And that really...
Open man is Johnson. Touchdown Steelers.
Deontay Johnson from 13 yards out.
And the Steelers are pouring it on.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And the route is on here in this first half.
Eagles nothing. Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And the drive will begin at the 25 as Scott is going to stay in the end zone.
Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
It's complete to Brown, right side. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
Hurts connecting there with Brown for the Eagles first.
They'll look to throw here.
Out route pass complete to Goddard.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now back to throw. Buying time to Hurts fumbles it, and it's picked up by the Steelers. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. And now 3 drives, 3 fumbles.
What's amazing about it is when we go around and watch practices, how many times do we see them put that sleeve over a football now to make it more slippery and hard to handle? It's almost like they're playing with that sleeve on the ball right now. Was it 3 drives?
Yep.
3 fumbles?
3 fumbles.
It's time to change our luck some way, somehow. Focus, concentration, you'll hear those words on the bench in a big way right now.
Now he's into the clear again. Najee Harris.
And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
Najee Harris
on his way to a historic performance. 4 first-half touchdowns.
And the Steelers extend their lead yet again.
Boswell good with the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And the drive will begin at the 25 as Scott is going to stay in the end zone.
Now Philadelphia ready to get going on offense again.
And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Second down, here's Hurts. Quick slant to Brown.
And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. Now they got to get to the line quickly. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And that is incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
Here's Braden Mann now,
as he'll kick it away for the second time. Now Austin.
A nice return that time, gets 12 yards back.
And out will come the offense as they take over.
Najee Harris and the Steeler offense set to go to work once again.
Might he be on his way to a record-setting performance here, Charles? Second quarter and the yardage number already ridiculous.
And they always talk about just focusing on the next play. But sometimes it's okay to dream big because they're
focusing on the 4th quarter already.
Listen, I don't blame you, though, because we could be witnessing some type of history here, and it's being done by him and, of course, the big guys up front who are creating the holes for him to run through.
Yeah, they've all been good so far.
Pickett's throw complete to Freiermuth. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. It's another first down as this time they get an even 20.
So we reach halftime. You want the 3rd quarter already? No problem. Let's do it. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. So time for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the 3rd quarter. The Steeler offense now with the football first here to begin the 3rd quarter.
Pickett leads his Steelers up here with a fresh set of downs.
At the 33-yard line.
Harris will start the drive out.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
Wow, 213 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
First down, and they go back to Harris. And across the midfield stripe into Eagle territory. They're going to hurry back to the line now. On second down, this is Harris. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 20-yard line. A good pick up there at 22.
Now run straight ahead with Warren.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
When this offense gathers to watch the tape, they're going to like a lot of what they saw. They put up big numbers, but they might fast forward through that last play.
Oh, there won't be any fast forwarding, partner. I've sat in those sessions before. You end up spending more time on the bad plays than you do on the good ones. It's just the nature of coaches. But I know sitting in that room, when you've had a big game, the night that they've had, you don't want to hear that. You just want to focus on the good stuff.
They'll try to run with Harris. Pushing and finding his way in for a Steeler touchdown.
Najee Harris
taking it in from 2 yards out.
And the Steelers take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And the drive will begin at the 25 as Scott is going to stay in the end zone.
So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the second half.
Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10
at their 25-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
And connecting quickly with Goddard.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They're going to look to throw. That's to the speedster, Olamide Zaccheaus. 2 yards on the pickup there. And it's second down.
It's 2nd and 8 at the 40-yard line.
They'll look to throw.
And that's out to the flat for Swift.
Just a gain of a couple there. 3rd and 7 now.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
Steps.
Hurts fumbles it. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. So he went out of the pocket left, and then things got dicey.
And what often happens is when they get outside, they want to keep their eyes downfield in order to try and complete a pass. But when they try to make a play, they get their footwork involved, and that can really mess them up as well. And in this case, nothing went right, and the ball got knocked free.
2nd down and a yard.
On the delay, here's Harris. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers.
Najee Harris.
An 18-yard touchdown run.
And the Steelers take the forced fumble and convert it into 6 points.
Boswell good with the extra point, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter.
Eagles nothing. Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And the drive will begin at the 25 as Scott is going to stay in the end zone.
The Eagles offense back out onto the field.
Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper.
Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
And right about now, you start to think, and maybe they're starting to think, gosh, maybe points aren't going to happen for us in this game.
Well, it's a thought that is worth having because so far in this game, this defense has not just had the upper hand. They've appeared to be a step ahead, maybe even 2 steps, to everything they've done. They've had an answer for everything this offense has thrown at them.
It's a Pittsburgh first down, a gain of 13. This is Harris on the draw. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
From the 9, 2nd and 5. On the give, it's Warren.
9 yards on the play there, and it sets him up 1st and goal.
Warren will score. Touchdown, Steelers.
Sometimes offenses can get too cute down there at the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. And they won't be able to run another play. Time has expired on this third quarter. Back now in Pittsburgh, where the fourth quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the third quarter. Boswell on now to kick this one away. And the drive will begin at the 25 as Scott is going to stay in the end zone. Philadelphia getting set to take the field.
At this point, partner, things looking pretty bleak. They still haven't scored here in the fourth quarter, facing the big deficit. What silver linings, what can they look to do here offensively?
You know, it's funny, I talked about this with a coach in the offseason and kind of had this scenario, like what feels good to you and what feels good to your team. You're down big. You really have like one possession left, and you're trying to put points on the board that don't matter. But do they? And he told me they actually do matter. And in this situation, he's going to try and run the best offense he can run to have at least a little bit of confidence to take away from that game.
Hurts fumbles it, and it's picked up by the Steelers. And this drive will start on the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line.
As they say, this game hasn't exactly been one for the books. I mean, we're into the fourth quarter here, and now this happens, another turnover. Not one that they're going to hold up and say, yeah, this has been a banner day.
Absolutely. And that ball is caught by Washington. Touchdown, Steelers. A 20-yard touchdown.
And the Steelers add another 6 points to what's going to be a blowout victory.
Boswell good with the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
Eagles nothing. Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And the drive will begin at the 25 as Scott is going to stay in the end zone.
The Eagles coming out as they get ready.
Well, I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the fourth quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mentioned in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while, but everyone on that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the board.
On first down, Hurts.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Oh, one of the linebackers has got it.
And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line.
Okay, this isn't one where you want to take the game tape and hold it up as an example, do you? I mean, you talk about frustrating all the way through, and that last error, I think that crystallizes it, doesn't it?
Absolutely. That's been representative of their entire game still being shut out. And the offense moving quickly to the line.
Now a first down carry for Harris.
And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 to about the 4.
Second down, ball on the 3. First down marker at the 1-yard line.
And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. They'll try and run with Harris. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers.
Najee Harris
Taking it in from a yard out.
And the Steelers use the short field to get in for 6.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And the drive will begin at the 25 as Scott is going to stay in the end zone.
Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession.
Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offense.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick.
And the Steelers will take over possession here up at the 44. Well, this game was already decided, Charles, let's be honest. But now another feather in the cap of this defense as they pick them off for the second time.
You're right about that. Things have been going pretty well for them, to put it mildly. But they're still out there hunting for big plays and get another one right there.
But Charles, they're still airing it out at this point despite that huge lead. And some people may be saying, well, why are they throwing the football? These guys, I guess, are just padding their stats at this point.
Yeah, there are a lot of big grins, I think, from people and their families, from themselves. You're exactly right. Pad the stats when you get an opportunity. It'll certainly help you come contract time.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 as they're down to the 29-yard line.
And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17.
11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line.
And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown.
Jalen Warren,
his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
and the Steelers just continue to roll.
Boswell good with the extra point, and this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And the drive will begin at the 25 as Scott is going to stay in the end zone.
The Eagles offense now, they head back on the field. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit.
And Hurts is intercepted, his 3rd of the game.
And they will take over at the 29-yard line.
Oh, my goodness, CD. I mean, this defense just continuing to dominate. They're really dominating on both sides of the ball, but for the defense, that's now 3 interceptions for them here in this ball game.
And what a great teaching tape for this defensive coordinator, right? When they go back and review this game, what does he always tell us that he preaches to his team? We're going to lead the league in effort. Well, they're doing that in this game as well as making big plays.
Oh, fine work there as he gets this thing down to the 11-yard line. 77 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back through the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we haven't been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
Philadelphia getting set to take the field.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Hurts.
Zacchaeus here hauling it in.
And he will get enough for a 1st down, and that will lead us to the 2-minute warning.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts.
And it's a fumble, and it's picked up by the Steelers. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line.
Well, partner, I think it's safe to say they can mark this down as extremely frustrating. Here we are in the fourth quarter, and that last play, that turnover, I think it epitomizes what happened to them all day on offense.
So symbolic, and that's why they're still being shut out. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Shows his strength at the 50, and he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris.
And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35. On the draw, it's Harris. And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25.
They run again with Harris. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line.
In need of only about the length of the football here on 2nd down.
And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first. Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps because they're doing exactly what you just described, manhandling the defensive front. They've got the leverage, they're powering through, and they're controlling this game.
For the winning team here, Charles, that's about as big and clean of a win as you could hope for in the National Football League. No turnovers. Meanwhile, you forced turnovers. You didn't allow any points.